In a major development that could signal a calming of the crisis on the European Union's eastern border, Belarus authorities have cleared main camps where migrants had huddled at the border with Poland. Meanwhile, the European Commission and Germany have rejected a Belarus proposal that EU countries take in 2,000 of the migrants currently on its territory. The United States has accused Minsk of making migrants a pawn in its efforts to be disruptive.
Hundreds of Iraqis who'd camped for weeks in freezing conditions on the European Union's doorstep, now flying back to Iraq. Organized by Baghdad, and one of several signs that the crisis between the EU and Belarus over thousands of migrants stuck on their border could finally be easing. On Thursday, the Polish government confirmed that Belarus authorities have cleared the two main camps migrants have been staying in on their border and are housing them in nearby warehouses. And not a moment too soon. This man from Iraq says that he tried to go to Lithuania with his friends, but security forces on both sides of the border treated them very badly. Another Iraqi told us his wife won't go back to Europe because she saw too many horrors on the border. One humanitarian group told Reuters that a man and woman it found had told them their 1-year-old died in the forest. The Belarus government says it will agree to fly back 5,000 migrants to their home countries, but only if they agree to go voluntarily. They won't force anyone, they say, and they want the European Union to take 2,000 migrants on their side. The spokesperson for Belarus President Lukashenko says he had discussed the proposal with German Chancellor Merkel, but the EU has previously said there will be no negotiation with him. And although some migrants are agreeing to go home, others are still making fresh attempts to cross the heavily guarded border. Meanwhile, Belarus media are reporting its government is no longer allowing citizens from several war-torn or troubled countries to board flights for Belarus from Uzbekistan. It includes Afghans, Iraqis, and Syrians.
For the latest on the political battle, we can cross now to Julia Chapman, who is joining us live from Moscow. Julia, how will Moscow view these signs, at least, of a de-escalation at the border?
I think it's fair to say that it will something of relief. In the last few days, there have been signs that the Kremlin is losing patience with the government of Alexander Lukashenko in the ongoing standoff with the EU over these migrants, and certainly the calming of the situation is likely to ease tensions even between Minsk and Moscow. The leaders, President Vladimir Putin and Alexander Lukashenko, held another phone call today, the second this week and the fourth this month. There's been a flurry of diplomatic discussions between Russia, Belarus, and indeed some EU members as well. And in the readout from the Kremlin of that phone call today, it was said that the leaders expressed concern over the treatment of migrants by the Polish border authorities. So certainly on the surface, the Kremlin is still maintaining support for Minsk's position. But in a speech yesterday here in Moscow, President Vladimir Putin spoke about problems in Belarus, and he wasn't talking about the problems on the border. He was referring to the political crisis that has been ongoing in Belarus since August last year. Now, that's something that Russian officials don't refer to very often. They see Alexander Lukashenko as being the legitimate leader of Belarus, a position that isn't held by most European Union leaders. And President Putin even went as far as to say that the government in Minsk should hold dialogue with the opposition. That is a position you certainly don't hear very often in Moscow, and one that suggests that the Kremlin thinks that possibly Minsk has gone too far in this border crisis. But certainly seeing signs of it easing, it appears that the government in Minsk wants to prove that it is looking after these migrants. It isn't going to let them die. And by taking them indoors and giving them some humanitarian aid, it seems to be making the point that this is a dereliction of duty that the EU has had in refusing to accept these people who are trying to get in.
OK, Julia, thank you. Julia Chapman reporting for us from Moscow.